Right, get out and get back on your tractor and go and manage the farm.
I don't need to now. I'm going to go have a nice walk round and analyse the soil.
Analyse?
That's a word, isn't it? Analyse.
No.
Analyse, it is.
Analyse.
Analyse.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Diddly Squat Farm here, Farming Simulator 22, with me, CWATTY. It is the start of a lovely new day here in September, and you'll see I am commencing potato harvesting currently. That is what I'm doing. Decided to have a bit of a break from the swathing and stuff because I've been doing a lot of that just recently. I finished my barley harvest. I did on my in-betweeny bit stream last week. I thought I was going to be done then with swathing and was going to be ready to move on to other things. But as it turns out, I misread the map, and I've got a load of canola fields still to swath, but I want a break from swathing. I was going to do some regular harvesting, because we've got a couple of sorghum fields that also need to be taken care of. But yeah, I figured this field of potatoes really needs to be done. And it's right close to the farm shop where I'm taking all the potatoes. Well, I'm going to be distributing the potatoes evenly between the farm shop and obviously the restaurant. That is my current sort of plan. And then there's a couple of other things I want to look at doing. Again, how quickly I can get through this harvesting is going to really determine how much I get to do of what I've got planned in my brain for this map and this series. Because if I'm not able to get all the work I need to get done this winter, it's obviously going to delay things quite a bit. But yeah, I'm just doing the potato harvest. Slightly better harvester than the one I used first off on my own field, you have to agree. Just need to get stuff delivered a little better. My class tractor you can see over there with the swather header, and the swather is still parked in the field because yes, we've got to go and do canola harvesting. Got 3 fields of it to do. Which is not great. Judging by the size of this field, I probably would have been better off actually leasing myself a truck and trailer. There's a lot of potatoes. But, quickly, before I get too carried away, let's go in and have a look at the new Courseplay. Courseplay has had a big update today. It has. So, for example, if we was to go and do a course now on this field, and say we wanted to do, I don't know, we wanted to do it there. Okay, number of headlands we want to do, I don't know, 8 Hera, narrow field. That's a new option. Straight away, narrow field generates the headland only at the short edges of the field rather than doing it all the way round. Sharp on non-rounded headlands, add a headland turn manoeuvre where the headland direction changes abruptly. Yeah. Number of rounded corners. Number of corners. Yeah, there's definitely some new options here, look. Could not generate the course. Maybe I have to have that option enabled. No, it's not letting me. Okay, I need to go and investigate that. Have a bit more of a play around, but yeah, Courseplay's had an update today on the official Courseplay site. In preparation for a mod hub update. Just wondering actually. Maybe, just maybe, there's a lot of bugs in that new version. Might have to roll back my version of Courseplay to a previous version. For the time being. But yes, I'm just doing these potatoes and get this field done. There's another field of, I think, red beets as well, which I will need a slightly different header for, I believe. But I can sort that out. Good thing is, I can colour code my headers, so I can have this red one here for potatoes. I can get a slightly pinky coloured one for when I'm doing sugar beets. And then I can also have like an orange one for when I'm doing the carrots, parsnips and red beets from the DLC. The premium expansion. So I can have 3 headers, 1 harvester. And we're doing the job. Nice view though. So yes, the harvester fills up very nice. I am hoping to get, like I say, this done as quickly as possible today. My trailer's full. I need to go and empty that in a second. In actual fact, let's do that now. Now there is a little bit of an opening out of here, so I'm going to drive all the way around. There's a bit of an entrance and exit just here, look. You can see my class tractor. I can probably actually fill up again, look. if I'd left the harvester running, which I've not done. In fact, there's probably enough there for another 2 loads. Like I say, we're going to alternate between delivery destinations. These ones are going down to the restaurant. But the potatoes will give me a good little boost, actually, in income selling those, because there's going to be a lot of them. And if we're getting nearly 10 grand a load, there'll be a lot of loads, so I should be able to do quite well from this harvest. I know some people would have just left it and gone, no, we're just going to plough them in. Plough the potatoes in, let them rot down. We'll use them as next year's fertiliser. After the harvest I've already done this year. Third load, back to the restaurant, the farm shop this time with these. So one of the things I did do last week when I did my in-betweeny bits stream number 2, which is available on the channel for those of you that may have missed my in-between bits live stream here on the map, I also had a bit of a look at the Chadlington map that came out last week on the Mod Hub, which is a little bit Clarkson's Farm inspired. It's not as accurate in terms of assets, decorations and stuff as this map is, but it's a 4X map that's available for PC play and Mac players on the Mod Hub, which is like I say, it's definitely, it's got a farm that's supposed to be Clarkson's Farm, obviously in it, and several other things. It's also got quite an expanded Chadlington village. It has, with more sell points, more productions and everything, which is the one thing I did like. I did comment on that in my live stream. The fact that obviously all the productions are just sort of like lumped here on this map. And there's a big area here that's kind of not really doing a lot. I must admit, the 4X map, the size of it, the scale of it, the way the fields are kind of set out, spread out a little bit, is nice. However, I would say that people expecting it to be like a Google map, perfect, accurate rendition, one-to-one, kind of variation of the Clarkson's Farm area would be disappointed, because it's not. From what I could tell, the map, the Chadlington map, was using the Hout Baileron assets and textures and everything. It is using a custom crop calendar, which is interesting. Like a lot of the UK maps, it disables cotton, sugarcane and things like that, grapes, olives. Although grapes and that are not uncommon now, they are being grown here in the UK, so map makers disabling those probably need to have a bit of a rethink. Because like I say, there's a vineyard not far from me in Rutland, that's growing and producing grapes for its own wine. It's been it makes its own wine, and you know, I've actually got a friend who's been there and done a live stream from that vineyard in real life, and bought some of their products, and bought some of their wine to sample, you know. So it's a real thing, and map makers and map authors need to stop disabling crops that, I guess because of climate change. For those of you that have your own thoughts on climate change, let's leave those there. But like I say, because things are getting a bit different, and the weather is definitely, the weather system in the UK is definitely changing and developing, there are crops now that we can grow here. But yeah, the crop calendar on the Chadlington, map as well, very interesting in that it's not the usual one like on this map. Because like the harvesting for the wheat, barley, canola and everything is all, I think it's June, July. And then the planting season is only like August, September. So it is a tweaked variation on this. Like I say, if you've not watched the stream, In Between Bits Part 2 stream from last week, go and check it out. Because like I say, I do spend a bit of time going around the Chadlington map and comparing it with this one. And if you're on the fence about which map, you know, you're looking for a new map to start playing and you don't know whether to play this map or you want something a little bit bigger, a little bit different, check out the Chadlington map. It's only a 275 megabyte download as well from the mod hub. It's not a massive map for a 4X map. The file size is very good. That was one of the other things I complimented the map author on. I guess because it's not using a load of custom assets and things, it is using, like say, Hout Baylor on buildings, Hout Baylor on textures and stuff from the base game. So it's not actually like having to include additional files, which unfortunately do bump up downloads. Another thing I'm going to obviously touch on today as well while I'm just doing this. There's obviously a load of mods come out as well on PC on the mod hub at the end of last week to do with the Terra Life system. And I was asked about this in my live stream last night on Sunday evening, my multiplayer stream on the Fen Edge map. Would I be downloading and looking at the Terra Life system? And my answer to that is no. Not at this point. Not at this stage of Farming Simulator 22's life cycle. Anything that just completely overhauls the game and adds a load of additional steps to everything and complicates things massively is not something I plan on downloading and using, especially as the Terra Life system is not plug and play with every map. You can only play it on maps that have been created for the Terra Life system, and from what I've seen of the maps, there's a couple of maps that have come out so far, none of them really take my eye, catch my eye if you like, and make me want to download them and play them. Even if they weren't Terra Life, just the layouts of the map, how the maps look, they're just not for me at this point in time. I'm happy with the maps I'm currently playing. But yeah, it's a massive, it's like Maze Plus. It's a bit like the Maze Plus mod, but taken 1,000 times to the next level. In terms of it adds so much extra work and extra things you have to do, and extra crop stages, extra things you have to put on your fields at different stages of crops growth to get the harvest, and so much stuff you have to do with all the animal food and things like that. Don't get me wrong, it's a lovely mod for people who really want to get hardcore in their Farming Simulator experiences and really want to go OTT with their Farming Simulator experience. For me, I'm happy doing what I'm doing at this point. Especially with Farm Sim 25 coming out in a couple of months' time, I'm not really looking at taking on something of such scale as Terra Life. You know, and learning all about that. I don't have the time, unfortunately, with everything else I'm doing currently. In terms of my content and things, I just can't take on such a... I'll leave that to somebody. I'll leave that to another creator. Other creators can knock themselves out making content and doing streams on Terra Life. For me, I'm happy just playing the game my way at the minute. But, you know, great mod. Wonderful mod. If it had come out a year ago, 2 years ago, it could have been something really, really... It might have been something, like I say, I would have been playing, adopting and playing. Because it kind of does expand the game massively. I'm just not doing it now, 2 months before the release of a new game, because the mod's going to need to be converted, then adapted and changed and re-released for FS22. But yeah, we'll get this done, hopefully. Like I say, forecast is rain, so that's why I wanted to get onto potatoes early, take advantage of the weather system, have a break from the normal harvesting today, and the swathing. Like I say, I've got a couple of fields of canola I have to go and do. That trailer's nearly full again. It will be full in a sec. There we go. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that obviously I'm doing the potato harvest. We've got a new machine. It is a mod, obviously, part of the Lizard Colossus harvesting pack. So there's a cotton harvester in it, there's forage harvesters in it, there's obviously normal harvesters in it, and then there's this guy who will harvest all your root crops. So yeah, figured we'd have this one, as I like this machine. I think this machine's better for root crop harvesting than the method I did in episode 1 of the series. I much prefer self-propelled harvesters. And I know, again, people have been saying to me, oh, it's in my multiplayer live stream, one of the comments I've got from a regular viewer is, oh, you're not really playing this UK map like a UK farmer because you're using a lot of very expensive self-propelled equipment. And it's like, well, yeah, that's the difference. You know, we're spending the money that we're making and buying better equipment. So yeah, although it is a UK map that we're playing on in multiplayer, I've ditched a lot of the starting equipment already and got some good self-propelled stuff. But then weirdly, the same person then later on in my stream yesterday told me I should buy the Big M450 for grass mowing, rather than using the swather with the grass cutting headers, which is what we're using. I happen to like the swather as a grass cutter, as a grass mower. I think that's quite nice, and it's a lot different from the Big M. I think I've said this a few times, the Big M is literally like the only self-propelled drivable mower in Farming Simulator, and it's like it's a bit of an underdeveloped category, that, from Giants, isn't it? I have to be a little bit careful on the corners because my tyre, because of the way the steering works, when I'm turning into the crop, like following a right hand turn, the rear wheels actually are causing crop destruction. which is why you get you're seeing these little lines in the corners of fields. Corners. So what I need to do is stop doing turns and start doing more straight lines at this point. I think that will be better. But yes, I've got to get this field done. If the rain starts coming, which I'm guessing it will do, I will then maybe possibly get the other header and go off and do the other root crops. And then hopefully, with those two out of the way, the rest of September is looking like canola and sorghum harvesting. And I still need to sort out the regular header for the what header I'm going to use for the combine. Just lost my train of thought there for a second. I was like, what am I going to use for the combine? Because again, my feeling is I need something I can actually like drive through gates. The gates are obviously a bit of a... And yes, I can obviously drive through on a header trailer. It just would be a little bit... The trouble is, I'm not going to get any kind of header, am I really? Realistically, I'm not going to get any kind of header that's going to fit through the gates on this map whilst attached to the combine. Unless it's a really, really small header. Like, you look at the distant gap in that gate there. Unless I go for, like, the Crozoni folding header. Then I don't need a transport trailer for it. Which saves me having to take a tractor with me to the field. I can just take one tractor. And, with trailer... and the harvester. That'll be something to look at. Because like I say, I have installed a load of the class combine header packs from the mod hub. So I have got a whole load of class headers installed for the class harvesters that we will be using. It's just deciding which one we go for. Whether we do go for the class header or we decide to stick with the Crozoni. Yeah, no more turning, because it's making a right mess back there of the crop. Absolutely awful mess of the crop. But yeah, I'll also have to have a look on the Courseplay GitHub and find out why the mod's broken, why I can't generate courses currently. To worry about that bit. Like I say, now these fields are getting a little bit shorter. I'm just working on this bit. Right, I'm going to go empty the trailer again. And then we will be at the end of today's episode, ladies and gents. Sorry to say, or sadly to say. I will, of course, be spending the rest of my afternoon playing more of this. I won't be doing a stream today, but I will be getting this potato harvest kind of finished. This is a lot easier to do now when the traffic isn't here, when the customers aren't here, the punters. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and watching today's episode. I really do appreciate your support on these videos and on all my content, so thank you very much. I will see you in the next video, ladies and gents. For now, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and goodbye.